Either way, Francis pulls out a ring of rings. 5 of them, as I said.
Interesting.
These are signet rings for most of the major noble houses in Bonerton. If one of you is wearing them, your entire group can follow them in.
I take all of them.
Be careful with those, he says, winking. May I go?
Okay.
Wonderful.
Sure, why not?
We might be back later with Gibnath.
You
I'm
know
gonna float
where to
around
find
and
me.
look at my new rings.
He
You
heads
wear all
off
5 of them.
down a couple alleys and then vanishes.
You can't do that.
Well, that was reasonably productive.
Sure.
Yeah, what if I put all 5 of them on one hand? Does my
You'll
hand explode?
You'll
Your
explode.
hand, yes, you'll blow up.
Cool, let's try it.
You literally
Let's do it.
can't do that.
Let's
no,
do it.
the
Let's do it.
character builder
Let's do
has
it.
no
Let's do
option
it.
for you. Oh,
Yeah, it's
God.
gonna be great. I'm doing it.
Which hand are they on?
Oh.
Right hand.
Your
Right
right
hand
hand just
disintegrates.
gets all stringy like spaghetti as soon as you start putting the third one on.
Nice. Let's keep going.
The fourth actually suddenly makes your stringy, noodly hand into this horrible, gnarled, branch-like appendage, and you can't get the 5th one on over a knot on your little finger.
I wave my gnarl hand at Joey.
Which, boy, you shouldn't distort reality that way.
What if you just put them back into the Olympic symbol configuration and wore it as a necklace?
Everybody knows you can only have 2 magical rings on your hand at one time, which boy.
I look dejected and drop 2 of them on the ground.
Joey
Your hand
says,
returns
despite
to
the fact that
normal.
he is incapable of wearing rings.
I mean,
ever.
3, I guess. 3 on the ground.
Well, you
he could just
couldn't
wear
get the
2
fifth
on
on.
one hoof.
I have a champion's ring on right now.
Is it on your hoof?
Yes.
Remember, we said
How
there's
does it
a
feel?
chipped sliver there he just slips the ring onto.
Yep.
I think he just pierces it on there.
Also doable. But,
He's wearing one as a nose ring.
so, what do you all want to do from here?
I guess their last thing is to go find the last friendly noble, right?
Well, there's also
Maybe we should.
there's also Muscle
Perhaps
Wizard, there's also returning to anyone you've seen, or...
I say we go see Muscle Wizard.
We could do that.
There were a few options, that's all I'm saying.
Muscle Wizard does know about the Dracolich, right? Maybe Miriam could talk to him about him.
Muscle
Yeah.
Wizard doesn't know about the Dracolish.
I could talk with Muscle Wizard about being a Muscle
We
Wizard.
can tell him
Good.
about the Dracolich.
Let me find a Muscle Wizarding Pog. What?
Well, how do we not have a Saxton Hale Pog that we could use as the Muscle Wizard?
Why would we use Saxton Hale?
Because that's what I picture, only wearing a robe.
There's Muscle Wizard's new Pog. Here's his 2 assistants. You should all come over
That's
here to
losing
Muscle
the-
Wizard's tower.
That doesn't look very muscly.
He's sinewy. That doesn't mean he's not muscular.
All right, Muscle Wizard o'clock. We're off to talk. We're off to see the wizard,
I hope he casts a spell for us.
the wonderful Wizard of Buff.
He could cast
There must be a
spell,
better
You just
Pog.
have to ask. All right, I'm looking. But for the moment, I don't want to hold up the whole thing.
I can tell you more about my sandwich.
There. Better.
What about
A mysterious...
this guy?
Yeah, that guy.
That works. I'm down.
Look at that mustache.
Yeah.
Very handsome.
I can deal with that.
It's
So now
mustache,
I just picture Mike Hagar, but a wizard.
That's
Yes.
That's a pretty good
Perfect.
Have I
start.
said the best thing ever?
Yeah,
What?
you're fine.
What stupid folder
Okay.
was that under? No, mostly just because I get the feeling you've stuck that under something that's going to screw up my name of things, because it's not under the default.
It's just in Pogs.
Okay, I don't see it. No, I'll check later. You're setting my OCD on edge. Anyway,
For me, it's just Pogs.
okay, I'll like I said, I'll figure it out later. Ha. You are at the Manor of Muscle Wizard.
Muscle Wizard, hello.
What ho, adventurers!
I say in my Larry King voice.
What has gone on since I saw you last?
Quite a bit. Would you like to meet... before we get to business, here's our friend Miriam Webster. She would like to meet you.
Hello.
What ho, young Miriam?
It's very nice to meet you, Muscle Wizard. My friends like you a lot.
You are given the meatiest hand to shake.
I shake his powerful wizard hand.
He briefly lifts you off the floor with the force of his shake.
Goodness.
I'm sorry.
I'm a librarian.
Ah, wonderful! Someday I will have to hire you to clean this place up. These two assistants do no good, he says, demeaning his two
Goodness.
robed companions. They look chastised.
I don't know, they look pretty happy to me.
Deject.
Well, here, now they look dejected.
They go off to order their, like, Charles Atlas muscle wizarding kit.
What brings you all to my tower? Also, please don't let your imp friend draw on anything.
I look at him. And I, like, shake
I
my
look
head.
at you. I pull out a paintbrush and start floating up behind Algernon.
Please
You
don't.
have permission. You have permission to paint on Algernon.
I put Joey in place of the brush.
No escape.
It's okay, he's
Arcane
just
Eye
drawing
does
in your
Joey while
cloak.
he's distracted.
What brings you this way?
Anyway, we have some business to deal with here in Bonerton. Have you heard any rumors of a cult that's been getting involved in the...
The Church of the Sleeping Eye.
Yes.
They seem decent people to me. Why?
We have information. We have reason to believe that they are in leagues with the Dracolich.
That's a most powerful foe. I do not recommend taking it on.
Yes, unfortunately, we don't have much choice. Our friend Gibnaf is sort of, kinda...
Gibneth Boneson
locked
has
into an
returned to
eternal
the
pact
city.
of... He's not with us right now, but yes.
He's returning to the
But
city.
he has business with this Dracolich, and it would be in our best interest if that business was
This guy
to...
doesn't act like Muscle Wizard used to. I think he's a fake.
Yes, he does. How did Muscle
He's
Wizard
very
used to act?
Muscle Wizard used to be, like, blunter and angrier.
No, he wasn't angry, he was boisterous.
No,
Yeah, I'm
He
occasionally...
was Brian Blessed-esque.
this guy isn't quite right. I would investigate, but I'm not actually...
Why don't you roll an insight, somebody?
I'm gonna roll around on the floor. with
I've never
insight.
met him, so I wouldn't think that anything was different.
I see no reason to.
Algernon refuses to even question his identity.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't-
Algernon is
I don't think the
undyingly
two
loyal
people
to the
in
Muscle
this
Wizard.
room, have the good enough insight
What?
check for this.
Okay, fine.
No, I'm just saying the two of you who are here probably don't. Yeah,
Nope. The same
Great.
exact number.
yeah, that's not...
Great.
Ah, it's
Perfect.
awesome.
Relevant
If
notices
there
that-
were anything shady, you don't pick up on it.
There's not though, so it doesn't
There's
matter.
always something shady in Bonerton. Anyway,
It's true, but...
yeah, we...
It's always
We really
shady in
want-
Bonerton.
I'd watch
Anyway.
that.
We were just wondering what sort of information you had on these Dracoliches for when we inevitably have to deal with one.
Are you asking me for advice on how to fight a Dracolich?
Advice, or maybe you just have some books laying around about them.
I recommend
Miriam
punching.
would love to... punching.
You always recommend punching.
Well, technically they are
Mm.
basically skeletons, so I think they would be quite weak to punching.
I'm just saying, he says, flexing. It's a stellar way to take care of things, Muscles.
All right.
Was that
If-
addressed to his muscles?
No, he was just
Yes.
flexing while he said that. That was the role.
It's,
All right. If there were to be a Draculich controlling a cult in Bonerton,
Miriam is
how
impressed.
how bad would that be?
I can't see it being too major of a problem, given that we are currently, as you say, allegedly in a city controlled by one, and nothing's blowing up.
yet.
Well, do you expect that to change?
Let's just say, yeah, we have reason to believe that things are going to take a turn if we
Okay,
don't.
what if we up the ante and instead of just a Draculich, he's a dream world Draculich taking on corporeal form via the dreams of the cult?
That would be a much grander scale of magic.
All right, so yeah, that's it then.
Yeah,
That's what's
aren't you-
happening here.
in fact, do you have any books or anything on dream magic?
I may, but I would be hard-pressed to find them in this tower, as I've mentioned.
Would you mind if I took a look?
Certainly, go
We've
right
got
ahead.
just the person for the job.
If there's a book, I'll
categorize it.
I will. All right. How many books would you say you have in here, Muscle Wizard?
Easily upwards of 1,000 in the floors of this tower.
1,000?
Yes.
Okay, guys, come back in 3 hours.
This is the point where Miriam the sweeps across the room and all the books are flung perfectly categorized into the shelves.
Muscle Wizard just
Also,
crosses... Oh, you're first.
I'll need a small amount of space to perform the initial sanctifying before I can start organizing anything.
Well, how long will you need that time?
The sanctifying ritual takes around 10 minutes, and then actually organizing your books should be around 3 hours.
Wonderful. Then is there anything else I can do for you before she starts?
Joey,
Huh? What?
could we start by making these guys not giant?
Are they giant? What?
To me, they are.
Yeah.
That might just be your old pog folder.
That's just me. That's just on my end. Yeah.
That
Okay,
working?
that's fixed. Never mind.
Okay, yeah, they're
Sure,
they're
yes.
they're one square on mine.
Okay.
So what's going on?
Do you need anything else
Miriam is
before he
going
lets
to-
Miriam start cleaning
I
the
am
tower?
going to shelve some books.
You're going to beer bong some books, okay?
This is part of the cleansing ritual.
That's acceptable. You can stay here and read
I will
everything
need
you want to know.
absolute silence.
Do we need to be outside? for this?
Absolute.
He was going to shuffle you out when you were done, but
All right, we're gonna go sit outside while Miriam learns all there is to know about dream Draculiches.
I'm going to
And
Wizards
enjoy
R Us. Assistance, come. Miriam is
And
left
the
alone
Dewey
in the
Decimal
tower.
System.
Alright, so let's see. First,
Ah.
I'll need to.
What?
I'm picturing you see those old Betty Boop cartoons where her Grampy would show up and then he'd go just through the acts of cartoon wackiness, clean everything up in a couple of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's what I picture.
Source of knowledge, whose name we praise. Grant us the strength and the foresight to organize our thoughts, such that we may retrieve them quickly. Amen. Miriam begins organizing the books.
Nice. What do the what do the three of you remaining want to do for 3 hours?
Natural 20 religion.
Damn.
Oh,
Damn.
I begin organizing the books.
those books have never been categorized like this.
Those books have never been categorized, period.
This ain't your granddaddy's Dewey Decimal
So it's
System.
accurate.
Actually, it is.
This isn't Betty Boop's granddaddy's.
What? Excuse me? Did you just have a stroke?
You have a stroke while referencing my bad joke earlier.
Betty Boop? Did Betty Boop just have a stroke?
Yes, Betty Boop had a stroke. Why do you think she hasn't been in cartoons lately?
Can I say that?
Possibly because she was like 14, and it's really creepy in retrospect.
Also, it's really creepy because she has a pelvis for a skull, and yet she was supposed to be like she was supposed to be like a sex symbol or something.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys just gonna come back in 3 hours, having not done
I think
much?
we're just gonna sit on
No,
the.
we're gonna wait here for 3 hours in real time and talk about Betty Boop.
Yeah, I actually have to go get a drink, so this is a good time for.
We're sitting at
Great time.
Boop.
We're just gonna sit on the stoop at the Wizard's Tower, and
We're gonna
Don't you,
stoop and
don't
boop.
you even say what I know you're thinking.
We're gonna sit here and we're gonna bob back and forth in organized fashion, and we're gonna start a musical number talking about Betty Boop, and like there's gonna be this hilarious part halfway through where Al gets his solo part, and then Joey gets his solo part, and then it goes to Witch Boy, and it's just everything's quiet. The background music is also muted, and he's just making actions like he is singing, but you can't hear him, of course, and that's the joke. And then it resumes the normal song.
That sounds like one of the songs from Futurama that they would have made had they continued making that series.
they did though.
What, is it still going? I thought they canceled it
They
again.
just canceled it. It's got this final season to run through.
What?
Ah, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it is now the most canceled show, I believe.
What about Family Guy? Family Guy has been canceled several times.
Only
as
once.
well. I thought it was canceled more than once.
It was
They were
canceled
canceled.
once, ran a bunch on Adult Swim, and then Fox revived it.
There was a image I saw on the internet on Tumblr that was pretty apt. That just had Futurama and The Simpsons next to each other, and then it says you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the enemy. So I really can't be too sad that they're being canceled.
It's probably for the latest Futurama episodes were not, in my opinion,
Yeah.
as good as the old series.
I haven't actually
No.
seen them. Anyhow,
And
so
what?
We're
We're still
waiting-
waiting.
no,
so
we're waiting
taking
here.
a break.
Listen, in universe, we're talking about some popular media that we would have watched in Dungeons and Dragons.
I was actually
Like
going to ask, does anyone have any questions or things they want to take
Have you-
care of soon?
Have you seen the latest Cellstone series? I don't know.
Look, that's just Gibnaf doing sock puppets, Algernon. You know that, right?
Alrighty.
Can we just sit here and drink beer while the King of the Hill theme plays?
I mean, that's what I'm
Everything is
doing.
sped up?
Can we just
No,
sit here and
organize
drink
these
beer while the
books.
Attack on Titan theme plays?
Like,
That's not
Can
very.
we sit
So,
here
like-
and drink beer while the American Gladiators theme plays?
Oh, well, if we're going to this point, yo, everybody watch Arrow. I swear to God.
so
Drackle.
glowing light starts
Drackle.
pouring
Oh.
out from like between the crack under the door and if there are any windows while Miriam works.
Nice.
There's a lot of glowing light. It's very glowy. Don't
Damn.
look directly at it.
Dang.
Were you about to say that song doesn't fit at all?
I was about
Because
to say
I
that.
have evidence to the contrary.
I'm pretty sure that song always fits. It's the modern Giles theme.
The Attack on Titan theme?
Yep.
If just people just sitting there and drinking beer.
What the hell is
Read.
What the hell is
Click
Attack
the
on
link.
Titan? Is that like
It's
Some
an
kind of
anime.
I don't wanna
Japanese
tell you.
cartoon.
Oh, I thought it was the Symbionic
That's Attack
Titan.
on Titan.
I just remembered that's the name of it.
Attack on the Symbionic Titan. It's probably a video that exists.
That sounds like a Mad TV animated series skit. Thunder Lolcats.
Okay, well, while you guys do that, I'm opening a window because it is hot as balls in here. Never live in the desert if you can help it.
I just want to live anywhere.
Just opening the window. Take the shot.
Take the shot. Serg opens the window and a billion locusts swarm in.
That's not what. Take the
Paid
shot.
locusts. They shoot the locust bullet into his room, and then 1,000 locusts.
So
found
what is
that-
what is Miriam learned about stuff?
Well, right now I'm
She
still
finished-
organizing things.
You haven't
We're
even
only-
read them yet?
We're only
No,
5
I have to
minutes.
organize everything first. This takes time.
Yeah, first you have
We're
to
only-
find everything, then you organize.
We're only 10 minutes into the 3-hour wait, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, I saw that I found Plaza's Ask FM post about everybody's signature dishes, and it's pretty good.
What are we even talking about now?
Got that right.
Yeah, pretty good.
Joey is a Reuben with marble
Called
rock,
it.
corned beef, sauerkraut served with a hot pile of steak fries.
What are we even talking about now?
Steak fries.
Plaz made an Ask FM post like a month ago about every character's like signature dish.
Huh. Okay.
I recommend reading it.
I'll find this
Just
later.
Makes me really hungry.
So now what are we doing?
That's on you guys. I asked again if there
Maybe-
was anything
Joey.
you wanted to know in or out of character
None of
right
us.
now.
We want to know if the Drekulich, does it seem like he has any evil plans?
Well, you all know that he's very self-serving firsthand,
Yeah.
other than two of you.
I know, but we're basically on this quest because Gibnaf has a thing about liches.
You're
But-
the one who took a thing from it, guy.
What? No, I didn't.
You took a geese, didn't you?
He did.
Yeah, you
I took-
did.
Yeah, he saw
I did take a geese, but I fulfilled it.
Hmm.
I'm
You
not
say
even.
like
I
this
was
is
the
all
first.
because of Gibnaf, but you're the
No,
one.
I was saying that.
right
No,
there with
killing him. Killing him.
I don't have a geese.
It's true.
Going out and trying to kill him is all on Gibnaf.
I'm basically not even sure. I'm busy doing my job.
Okay.
All right.
So, do we know? Does the Drekulich, is he aware of our actions at all times, or only people who he has a geese with?
He might know more than you want him to, given that you're still carrying around the amulet.
Who has the amulet?
It's either you or
Joe.
Minerel.
I don't have it.
Amulet? Which
The
amulet?
Dracolich
The
amulet.
Drekulich.
The one that lets you talk to Drek and Lich.
It's either Joey or Mineral. I think it's Mineral.
Well, then they wouldn't know because all he would see is Minerel and Gibnaf just sitting at the bar.
He does
Yeah.
see that you're in.
Several
He
hours.
does see that you're in Bonerton though, and at the bar.
That's
Probably
circumstantial.
should've
He
put
doesn't
that
know.
thing in the swamp.
Can we pawn it off on the
Swamp.
Swamp Wizard?
Be Swamp Wizard. He would have found
Swamp.
a use for it. I'm
Swamp
sure.
Wizard definitely would have found a use for it. Are you? I could tell you what the Swamp Wizard would do with it, but you don't want to know.
TV.
He'd have the Dracolich watch, you know.
Yes,
He'd have
that's
him-
exactly what.
The
was thinking.
Dracolich would watch.
Yeah.
He'd turn it on. He'd turn on the view screen, and even though he doesn't have eyes, he would start bleeding from the eye sockets. I don't have eyes or blood.
It's okay. It's a dream dragon. You can do that.
I'm literally a pile of rotting meat, and I'm disgusted by this.
See,
Let's go on.
I am
Lich
over
Quest-
5,000 years old, and what is this?
Lich Quest Dream Drop Dragon.
That was $10 today, and I almost bought it, even though I don't have a 3DS.
Why?
Because I intend to play it.
Why?
Because those games have great gameplay and awful plots.
guys, is your session over?
What's
We're waiting to hear from Miriam.
Why don't we just spend 3 hours
I've
in
said
real
again.
time?
anything?
We're spending 3 hours in real time.
If that's the case, I'm just gonna.
We're-
What's happening?
We're playing the desert bus of D&D
If that's the
right
case,
now.
I'm gonna just end the session here.
Can we?
Good night, everyone.
Has somebody made a Desert Bus tabletop campaign yet? You have to every like 3 turns. You have to move the wagon slightly. to the
No,
left.
no, you're wrong. You just, every turn, you roll a d20, and if you roll a 1, then you crash and have to roll to get back to the start.
It's true.
I'm driving the desert bus. Boop.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
I was just about.
What's up?
What did you got?
I don't have anything.
Now I crashed.
No, what were you gonna do?
Nothing involved.
What are you gonna do?
If you actually want to do something, I can cut to you.
No, I've got nothing.
I have to cut to poor weather just to feel anymore.
Good night, everybody. This campaign is over.
Do we actually want to stop for the night here?
Yeah, we lost all momentum.
It seems like everybody's running out of steam.
Okay,
tonight.
once people
It's-
have
it's-
left.
Speaking of Steam,
Trading cards.
Speaking of Steam, I'm going back to sleep.